With great excitement, I welcome you to this edition of the Political Rumbles here in Kowe TV. Tinubu administration has brought so much pain, agony, sufferings on the faces and lives of Nigerians. This is what the Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Mohammed Matawale, of course, has condemned recent statements made by Rotimi Amaechi accusing him of inciting violence and unrest among Nigerian populace. This is what he made. Amaechi recently said Nigerians should be protesting against the hardship in the country, of which it was not out of place. He have not said anything wrong. He have not said anything treasoning or felony, or that could be considered, of course, an offense against the Nigerian state. He is calling on Nigerians being a party member of the APC. He was not satisfied, of course, with the state of the nation. He believes that the party or the presidential candidate of the party, who of course is now the president of Nigeria, should have marshaled out better, of course, program for the people. And as such, he would not want to be a party to a failed government. He has called on Nigerians to exercise their civic responsibilities and fundamental right to protest, to hold the government accountable. But the Minister of State for Defense is seeing that as a threat to his office and, of course, the office of his paymaster, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who appointed him into such office. You know, you have to do something to please your paymaster so that they will justify whatever pay you are receiving at the end of any cycle of payment or salary. Well, let's see what he has to say. He said, Matawale, in a statement released by the Director of Information of the Ministry of Defense, issued a stern warning to the former Minister of Transport, urging him to desist from making inflammatory remarks that threaten the peace and stability of the nation. You begin to ask, which of the peace and stability? Is Nigeria enjoying any peace and stability? Economic-wise, security-wise. So which other peace and stability is it talking about that will be threatened by the statement of Amaechi calling on Nigerians to exercise their fundamental or civic right or responsibility to the nation? Which other stability and peace is talking about? Has Nigeria ever enjoyed peace? With what is happening, can you say that the country is in peace? The nation, the masses are hungry, the nation is agog, there are insecurities, insurgency here and there, almost virtually across the entire regions of this country. Nowhere could be considered safe under the watch of APC. And Ahmed Bola Tinubu, of course, him being the Minister of State for Defense, he has not provided or profiled any solutions that will address the mirrors of problem bedeviling Nigerians, where farmers can't go to farm without paying ransom to Boko Haram or other insurgency or militias that is holding the Nigerian citizens captive, ransom. Taxing them, placing tax and levies on them before they can access their farmlands and other, of course, business outfits. So I'm asking with due respect to the Minister of State of Defense, where is that peace he considers to be threatened by the statement or remarks of the former Minister of Transportation, Amaechi Rotimi? Well, I think he also such explanation. What Matawale expressed deep concern over the dangers posed by such rhetorics. In minutes, it poses a danger more than the activities of insurgency, of Boko Haram, of ISWAP, of Al Qaeda, of the banditry, of all that unknown gunmen and all that. So the ways of Amaechi has become a nuclear arsenal that poses great danger. I mean, to the existence of Nigeria. Really? Tell me more, please. I'm here to, of course, understand what is going on because I know they understand with this statement now. It is very important that we get to know what exactly is playing out because it's quite unfortunate that this is happening. Now, let's go on with this before we, of course, you can make your own suggestions or opinions regarding this development. It is both reckless and irresponsible for a former public servant of Amaechi's standing to incite Nigerians against their own government, he said. Which governments? The government of the people? If it is their own government, you consider that to be their own government, don't they have the right to participate in the acts of governance? Making contributions, calling the attentions of the government, the said government, which you claim to be the government of the people. Do the people not have the right to participate, to express themselves in the same government, which of course should prioritize the safety, the well-being, and the security of life and property of the same people? This question goes to the Minister of State for Defense. If you said that this is the government of the people and the people felt not comfortable with these policies and the system or style of governance, of course, adopted by His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu, don't they have the right to oppose or call by way of protest? It is needless. It is not, Amaechi is not the first person calling for protest. So why should his own be different? The North, the northern political elites, the northern clerics have been calling for protest. Most of them, of course, publicly volunteer to organize the same protests against the Tinubu's administration. So why should Amaechi be singled out as an scapegoat, telling him that the last warning that you can't take or tolerate such coming from him, that he should remain silent, and perhaps you have something against him and might want to use it against him. Well, I'm not here to defend Amaechi. I think he deserves whatever he is receiving or whatever that is coming to him this moment, because he could be considered as a betrayal of the confidence reposed on him by his own political party. He betrayed the cause of PDP. The interest of PDP was threatened because of the selfishness and greed Amaechi and his likes then, of course, exhibited. They walked out of PDP to form APC today. Where is his level? He have been relegated, he have been used and dumped, just like other people. Of course, Atiku was one of them then, because of their political interest, not that they have interest of the welfare, of the well-being of Nigerians. They are only driven by their selfish interests. And today, what happens? The likes of Saraki, and of course, it's quite unfortunate. But today, they are now calling for protest for the same political party they built. They, 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 they conspired against their own party. You see, when you build and destroy your house, you set your house ablaze, you have no place to run at the end of the day. You see, it is very clear to Amaechi that even the party have rejected him. They have lost his relevance within the APC party. And as such, it's very unfortunate. That threatens the peace and stability of the nation. You can imagine what he is receiving now, Woto. This is the next level of Woto, of course, which is coming to him. As he described that as both reckless and irresponsible for a public servant of Amaechi's standing to incite Nigerians against their own government. I mean, Nigerians have no right again, of course, to express themselves. Okay, at the time when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is working tirelessly to address the challenge facing the nation through various reforms that are yielding results. But Nigerians are not seeing the results. Otherwise, there couldn't be any need to call for protest. Nigerians are not seeing the results. He says he's working tirelessly. But do you need to work tirelessly? I mean, to fix a very nagging issues. What it means is political will and sincerity, commitment, of course, and transparency in addressing those things. You say you're working tirelessly around the clock to address what? The people are not seeing it. The reforms you are talking about, people are not seeing the positive, of course, signs that, of course, at the end of the tunnel, there will be light. What they are seeing is darkness. And as such, people are complaining, people are calling for protest. Even to make it worse, some are calling for the military takeover, especially in the north. They are calling that the military should take over. So is it not aware of these realities? That is quite unfortunate. The insecurity they promised to address has not been addressed. The hunger ravaging the entire regions, I mean, is quite alarming. What are they doing? What kind of reforms? I mean, that the people are not seeing, that have not reflected in the life and, of course, well-being of Nigerians. With only reform, we saw increasing the salaries of the judiciaries by 300%. Is that the reforms? I mean, building, uh, of course, presidential quotas for the judges and judiciaries. Is that a reform that will affect the common men on the street where a loaf of bread is 2,000, between 2,000 2005? It might hit, of course, 5,000 in no distant time. What is happening? A fuel, Nigerians can no longer move freely, of course, to the places of engagement or endeavors because of the high cost of transportation. And such have not been addressed. So, what kind of reforms? I mean, where the basic fundamental needs of the Nigerian citizens of populace have not been addressed, which is food, shelter, and clothing. People are sleeping under the bridge. People have no house on the street. Lie. I mean, these are Nigerian bona fide citizens of Nigerians are sleeping under bridges, under the streets. They have no shelter. They have no job. You have not addressed the issue of poverty. You are saying you are reforming. Well, it's quite unfortunate that we are seeing that. What kind of result is it needed? We don't know. And we stand to be corrected, whatever be the case. It is absurd, hey, wow, and shameful for anyone to exploit the genuine situation of our citizens and selfish political gains. Matawali added, well, selfish political gains, I hope, is the addressing of talking to Rotimi Amaechi, who, of course, is a member of APC. He have not defected. He have not told us that he's no longer a party. Of course, a member, a card-carrying member of APC party. So it is an internal war or conflict. So this one is not opposition, AP, PDP, or any other party. It's quite unfortunate, but the masses are looking, of course, to see where the results. Is it the results with the Central Bank of Nigeria, or is it with the DSS? They are holding it so that they will not steal it. PDP will not steal it, or any other party. The minister reiterated President Bola's Tinubu's commitment to safeguarding the peace and security of every Nigerian. Okay, well, not until we see that and this commitment, of course, to that cause, we might not agree, of course, that there's any serious commitment to that. Otherwise, the escalations of the killings across the north, the south, the east, the west wouldn't have been there. I think would have been reduced to some bearable minimum or curtailed if not outrightly, of course, stopped. But then it's quite unfortunate what we are seeing today. And the president and the vice president are busy traveling the world around, not sitting home to address what can we do. Not that they don't know what to do to stop this insecurity, to address the hunger in the land, to make life more convenient, more comfortable, easy for Nigerians to live. The lowest standard of life, the basic standard of living has been stripped off, of course, from Nigerians. And what are you thinking? We are not seeing the policies, the reforms. Where are the reforms? No, we cannot continue to live in this denial. The people can tell better, go to the market and see whether there is any reforms affecting the masses. So if the reforms does not reflect in the daily life of the Nigerian masses, what kind of reforms are you talking about? People are complaining, even the marketers. The cost of transportation, of course, of goods and services is out of reach. And that's, of course, the increment in the transactions and the tariff, the VAT, uh, uh, value added tax on almost virtual all commodities, basic commodities. And you have removed subsidy virtually in everything, in petrol, in gas, I mean, you are now left, of course, the people are left at the mercy of such disaster, economic disaster. And the monetary value, of course, has been drastically lost, reduced. Nigeria, Naira have lost its monetary value. It's no longer feasible, even in the international market. We can understand that. It is not productive. We cannot engage with other international currencies. It's been considered as the worst unproductive currency in the world. And what does that mean? It's quite unfortunate that you're only consumption, you're only consuming, and you're not productive. And when you're not productive, even the economy, the naira, will also not be productive because nobody cares to exchange naira for anything. It's quite unfortunate. Even in Africa, the worst currency is now the naira. Very unfortunate. But then, what are this administration doing to address this problem? They are staring at us. You are not the one to give yourself a scorecard. Nigerians are there to praise you if you're doing well. It will reflect in their lives and their daily lives, and of course, that of their families. Look at some proprietors, of course, of school owners are begging the parents and the guardians not to withdraw their children because they know that the parents are also finding it extremely difficult to survive this harsh economy. It is becoming unbearable for people to pay the tuition fees of their children, let alone buying books. Everything is at a exorbitant cost. And you're asking the same people who owns the government not to protest. That is, it threatens, of course, the existence of Nigeria and the government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu. So the same government Tinubu who mobilized people against Jonathan, and he never considered that could threaten the existence of Nigeria during Jonathan time. And of course, history has it there. And those who were talking then, when just a 10 naira was added to the cost of fuel by removing subsidy, it was 87 naira and it was hacked to 97 naira. The whole world, the whole Nigeria was agog. Of course, protests here and there, organizing to destabilize Nigerian Jonathan government. Today, what is the result? The same subsidy have been removed, and more than 10,000% hike in the cost of petrol, and nobody is talking. And Matawale is telling Amaechi that it is reckless and irresponsible for him, somebody who has benefited from the government of APC, to condemn the said APC, even though when they are not doing well. You don't have to condemn, you have to shut your mouth off because you are also part of the corruption in the system. Of course, he's right if that is what he meant, because I don't have to defend Amaechi. Amaechi is one of those who destroy the very sense of existence of humanity in this country by fighting, of course, against a more acceptable government of Jonathan. Though it was not the best, but then it's manageable compared to what is happening now. If not for the greed and selfishness of Amaechi and his likes, of course, just like what Mike is doing now in Lagos State, you want to lord it over. You want to be seen as the almighty formula that except you adopted, nothing can work, no result. And you say we are having result. Where are the result in terms of economy, security, and the welfare? Of course, the living standard of an average Nigerian is what? What is the life expectancy of an average Nigerian today? Where the international bodies, even the, of course, and the monetary fund have described Nigerian naira as not being productive. Hey, even the country is not productive. Their naira is not productive. The government is not productive. They are just making reforms, making promises, and ending up in promises. Nigeria want to see the real act of governance. More than 1 year after, of course, taking an oath of office, subsidy is gone. We have not seen a substitute to that. And what has been, they have used this money that was saved. They told us they would save money so that they will plunge it into, invest it into other, of course, sectors. We have not seen the money saved, neither the sectors, of course, that have been reformed, only on the pages of newspaper. Well, it's quite unfortunate, but these are realities. So Amaechi should learn to bear his cross. Whatever happens, of course, is part of the problem of Nigeria as a Nigerian politicians. They're not telling us the truth. They're only moved or motivated, compelled by their selfish political gains and not just the interests of the masses. Quite unfortunate, but that is the reality. Let's know what is your context regarding this development, and of course, the way forward with this development. Could it mean, of course, the end of Amaechi's political relevance in APC, and because he might possibly consider leaving APC if he's now uh, pitching his tent against the same party, just as it's just a matter of time. You can't be trusted when you betray the cause of your people. The party you belong to for selfish interest, that interest will just last for a while. After 8 years, he remains redundant and irrelevant. He has to be trashed, and of course, has shown the exit door that you have eaten, let others eat now. Only you there. It's quite unfortunate, but then that is the reality. Amaechi, good morning. You're just waking up. They have seen you as an opposition, even among the APC. Your time is up. That is what they're telling you. Final warning. Whistle. They have blown whistle. Final warning. This is injury time, and you can't escape this injury time except you remain silent. Otherwise, they will open the book encyclopedia where they have all the records and of course antecedents, all the lobbying and looting and looting, of course, that you are involved or allegedly involved, and you can't escape that when the books are open and another book will be open. The EFCC will take over. You know what that means? Of course, once you are not in their good book and you are not protecting, you are not keeping silent when, of course, they should expect you to keep silent because you are part of the chop I chop. And you can't deny the reality. Amaechi, you can't deny the reality. You have eaten your cake and you can't have it. It's quite unfortunate. Let's know what is your own take regarding this reality. So, what is befalling Amaechi Tar today is nemesis, and of course, he is to prepare to sleep what he has sown against his own party. And just the same way Atiku has been busy talking and talking, you can be talking because you are the one that empowered the APC. I don't think that that will also affect you. You can't shit and defecate in your house and think you are living. You come back to meet it. Good morning to you all. Until I come your way in subsequent edition. And the Manchigos and Debo, keeping it live and digging the unbiased reportage of events on your way, keeping it real. Of course, you can as well hit the like buttons and subscribe. Turn on the notification button so that you can get our Omega analysis and, of course, style of reporting anytime we are on air or, of course, upload our videos. You can as well choose to encourage and support us by reaching out to us or making use of the thanks button provided by the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again. Remain blessed. Have a fruitful day ahead. But don't forget, of course, that whatever, of course, comes around, goes around. It is the turn of Amaechi to serve as an opposition, you know. Like people say, Akadewanye, adịghị take last, you know, n'egwu ọma agba. That is just the case. It's just the case. It's just a matter of time. Joey Emekwa. So Amaechi is now in the game as the 2027. If actually Nigeria will remain then, he's just strategizing and trying to build his own political frontiers. And perhaps he might be considered for a vice president. I know President Nogo Rucham. It's quite unfortunate, these people. They're not the bellyful at all. They only want to remain there until, of course, they hear why. That is when they will stop. Bye for now until the next edition.